Hi there, BBQ Don here again. I'm going to be smoking a turkey this weekend for the football game. And I'm going to brine the turkey first, and in the recipe that's included in this blog. So what I've done is I've taken the 2 quarts of apple juice or apple cider and the 1 pound of kosher salt and 1 pound of brown sugar, and I've put it into a non-reactive container, and I'm boiling it to make sure to melt the sugar and the salt and combine it in with the apple juice. So you can see here it's starting to come to a boil. I'm going to give it a little mix over here again. Make sure that that there's nothing stuck to the bottom. Now, with the measurements, if you're a little over, if you're a little under, this isn't rocket science, so it doesn't have to be exact. But try and get as close to 1 pound of each as you can. Okay? So next up, I'm going to be cutting up the rest of the ingredients to put into this brine. So there's the ginger, roughly about 4 ounces. Again, like I said, a little more, a little less. Doesn't have to be exactly accurate. Next, I'm going to start cutting up the garlic. Just need to peel it and crush it. And I'll show you a real easy way to do that. Here I've selected 6 nice big cloves of garlic from my garlic bulb. Now, when you're picking up garlic at the store, what you want to do to make sure that it's good and fresh is to check to see if it has any give in when you give it a little squeeze. If you give it a squeeze, it should feel like you're squeezing a baseball. There should be no give to the garlic. If there's too much give, that means the garlic is old and it will have lost a lot of its flavor. And it feels soft. That means the garlic is old and it will have lost a lot of its flavor. So now the easiest way to crush and peel the garlic at the same time is you take the blade of your knife, lay it down flat on one of the cloves of garlic, like so, and you just give the knife a little tap. Like that, right? So now the skin will come right off. See that? Then you give it another little tap, and there's your crushed clove. I'll be right back with the rest of the ingredients. So here are all the other ingredients. These are oranges that I've quartered. They're my 6 bay leaf, my 15 clove, fresh whole clove, my 6 cloves of garlic that I crushed. The reason you crush the garlic is to let the oils out, and that will macerate into the brine and help infuse the turkey with a nice soft garlicky flavor. These oranges were navel oranges, but you can use any oranges that you like, anything that looks good at your grocer. So now it's time to add the ingredients into the base of the brine. I've already added the 3 quarts of cold water into this, and I have a little bit of water in reserve in case we need to cover in case the turkey isn't completely covered. So let's start adding these ingredients. As you're doing the oranges, give it a good squeeze. Give each quarter a good squeeze. Throw in your ginger, your garlic, your bay leaf, your whole clove. This gives it a nice nice pungent flavor. And then when we're done with this, we'll drop the turkey in. Here's about a 12.5-pound turkey that I bought. I couldn't find a fresh one, so I bought a frozen one and I thawed it. It wasn't fully thawed this morning when I took it out of the refrigerator, so I just put it in to a pan of hot water and let it sit there for a couple hours. Now it's completely thawed out. So the next step is to take the bird and to drop it in to the brine mixture right here. And I'll just drop it in, breast side down, fill the cavity, and make sure it's fully submerged. Now you see, there's still a little bit of bird showing. So that's why I said I had some water in reserve. I'm going to take that water and just cover the bird all the way. As you can see, the bird is now fully covered. It took about another 2.5 quarts of water. So I added some more salt in the meantime, probably another quarter to a half a pound of salt, because it's the salt in the brine that really helps all of the flavors really penetrate into the bird, right? And so that's why you need to make sure that you have an adequate amount of salt. So now all we do is cover this and put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours. So we'll see you tomorrow. Doesn't that look beautiful? So I want to take a minute right now and talk about cleanliness when you're working with any kind of fowl, whether it be a turkey or a game hen or a chicken, whatever it is. You have to make sure that you keep all surfaces that bird has come into contact with clean. I've washed everything down here, that every surface that the bird has sat on, and I also have a spray bottle of mixture of just a few drops of bleach and water that I use to further sanitize everything. You don't want to pass you don't want to have any cross-contamination, especially with any poultry. That's not a good thing. So here it is 24 hours later, and this is our bird that's been sitting in the brine in my refrigerator. Next step is to remove the bird, pat it dry, and truss it up. I've patted the turkey dry, both outside and in all the crevices, making sure to get the skin as dry as possible. And I've trussed up the drumsticks, and that's just simply take a piece of good size kitchen string, good gauge kitchen string, wrap it around the legs a couple of times and tie it in a knot. You see, nothing fancy. I also tucked the wings under the body. You simply take the wings back and tuck the third section under the body of the bird. So today I'm going to use my Weber Smoky Mountain to smoke this bird. And what I've done is I've placed some charcoal in the base, and under the charcoal I've used what I've come to really love is the Stump Chunks starter, and it's a natural starter. It's made exactly from what it says. It's made from old stumps that have been ground up, And you can see that the open it up here, and it's just small pieces of wood, small pieces of chunk of stump that's been grated up, and it's a great natural way to start your fire. So I just used a fireplace match to get my stump chunks going. So as I said, I used sugar maple coal for the heat and apple wood for the smoke. Apple is really great for fowl and pork, and in this case it accentuates the apple flavor of the brine.